Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Great Day Houston. When it comes to the many segments we do on Great Day, there are topics that really hit home with some of you, and then there are topics that just about everyone is interested in, and you ask me about it all the time. That's the case with today's show. Why? Because we all do it, but very few of us really understand it. We're talking about dreaming. When trying to figure out a problem, have you ever heard someone say, "Let me sleep on it"? That's because sleep and dreams are the brain's way of working out problems. Joining us to interpret what our dreams mean is psychologist, educator, and dream interpreter, Dr. Gail Gross. Good morning.
Hi, you know the Everly Brothers?
Yes.
That was my high school.
Oh, wow, there you go. Dream. Well, now it makes sense here. Okay, we're going to get to that in a second. But if you have a dream that you're trying to figure out, be ready to share even the smallest of details, like what colors you saw. If you were climbing stairs, are they wooden stairs, etc. It all has specific meaning. Call us at this number on your screen at 713-533-5230, 713-533-5230, or post your dream on the Great Day Houston Facebook page. Okay, first let's do a little Dreaming 101, Gail. But seriously, this is when people stop me. Is the dream lady coming back? When's the dream lady coming? The dream lady is here, people. Okay. First of all, we all dream. If we didn't, we'd go mad.
Right. You couldn't live. You know, when people are at war, they use sleep deprivation as a torture, because if you don't go into REM, the brain doesn't refresh itself, and you start hallucinating. And the hallucinations are really the outer expression of the inner dream that you're having, but not sleeping, because now you're delusional, basically, and that's people can die.
All right, everyone in your dream basically is
you. And that's the thing that it's a great relief, because people think, oh my God, I did this with this person and I did that with, and how are these archetypes being delivered up into my psyche? Where are they coming from? But actually they're coming from you.
Yeah, so whoever's in your dream, especially if it's a familiar person, there's something that you share about their characteristic, their psyche, their whatever.
Perfect, that's right. You have to look, the key to your dream is usually that central person that pops up. Yeah. And you ask yourself, what do we have in common? What aspects is she carrying of me? And what aspects do, especially if it's somebody you know, in particular, if it's a strange person, then you have to go into the visual of that person.
Right. Was there female, male?
Right,
Is the person strong? Is there a person? Okay.
Exactly.
Also, there's international common symbols. Like no matter what country you're from, no matter what language you speak, there are certain symbols that all have the same meaning. For example, if you dream about a house.
Yes, they're collective. Collective, you know, Carl Jung, the famous psychiatrist, tells us, excuse me, that we are a collective, and that when we go to sleep and our defenses are dropped because we're very, very relaxed. Basically, we're in a coma. And when we're asleep, we tap in to this collective unconscious, this energy that is universal and is like an overlay of all of us. And Joseph Campbell did this tremendous amount of work writing about the organization of the myth, and his explanation was, it doesn't matter if you're living in Asia or in the West or in the East or in Africa, the symbols are exactly the same.
And some of those symbols will probably come up in people's dreams today, but you know, houses, water, wood, animals like snakes and lizards. There are also common themes: being chased, falling off a cliff, drowning, running against the clock, sexual dreams as well.
Falling off the bed.
Yeah, there's like dream versus night. That happens in real life, but a dream versus nightmare. Okay, I want to round this out right now, this first segment, before we start taking calls, about a story I never forgot that you told me. Maybe some of the details I forgot, but there was a man who had a dream about the river Styx. So it was like this dream that was a warning to him, and he had, I believe, pancreatic cancer. Tell that story of how he was able to work this out in a dream.
Well, this was my professor, and he had just had an intuition that something was wrong. And he was the head of heart and lung at Johns Hopkins to begin with, so he was a medical doctor. And then through inspiration, actually, and an experience, he became a Jungian analyst. And then he just had a sense there was something wrong with him. So he did a workup, and they found pancreatic cancer. And they said, doctor, you're a doctor, you can see it's already metastasized. And he said, that's all right. I want to see the specialist who does the surgery where they lop off the top of the pancreas and you can survive it. And the other doctor said, well, you know, that's only if you haven't metastasized. So he said, I'm going to wait for that doctor. When will he be here? And they said, he won't be back in town for 2 weeks. You shouldn't wait 2 weeks. And he said, no, I'm going to wait. And then the doctor said, you realize that if you don't take chemo now, this is very fast growing, you'll lose your edge. He said, no, I'm going to wait for that doctor. He went home and he did some inner work, meaning meditating. And he had a dream. And in that dream, he saw himself crossing the water. It was a very rough water, and a plexiglass came down and protected him from the waves. He was in a red car. He was in the back seat and somebody else was driving. They reached the shore and the driver turned to him and he had red hair and a red beard and a face that my professor had never seen before. So when he had his appointment with this doctor who specialized it's called the Whipple, he specialized in the Whipple, he said, doctor, you're not a candidate for this protocol because you have cancer that's already metastasized. Right. And he said, that's all right, you're going to do it and you're going to save me. And he said, why do you say that? And he said, because here you are with red hair and a red beard, and I've never laid eyes on you before today, and I dreamed of you last night reaching the shore. I was in the back seat, I wasn't driving the car, but you were, and you're going to save me. And when they operated and did the Whipple, which is lopping off the top third of the pancreas, if it hasn't metastasized, they found out that it had not metastasized.
Saved his life.
And it saved his life. He couldn't account for the shadow, probably a fatty deposit or something.
Yeah.
But if he had followed their protocol,
he might not be here today. Yeah, yeah. But in his dream, it was worked out. So, all right.